we all know that in Georgia, there is this investigation into Trump's attempt to overturn the election. That's trying to narrow in on his attempt to have votes magically appear, to put forward these alternate electors. All this is utter nonsense, unconstitutional, but they did it. Well, now prosecutors in Atlanta have informed 16 different Trump supporters who were part of this alternate slate of electors, which again doesn't exist, it's not a thing, that they could face charges. They are now a target, an active target of this investigation, and could be facing charges. And in fact, 2 of those individuals have already been identified. These are not random nobodies, they're just random. David Schaefer is the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, literally the chairman of the party in that state. State Senator Burt Jones is a candidate for lieutenant governor. So head of the Republicans in the state, dude who wants to be second in command to lead the entire state, could face charges for the fact that they tried to be these, I don't even know what you're supposed to call it, fake made up supposed saboteur electors that would be used as a meaningless part of what was going to be an extrajudicial attempt to overturn American democracy. And the fact that they might be facing charges, that is pretty significant. Norman Eisen served as a special counsel to the House Judiciary Committee during the first impeachment attempt against Trump, or I should say the first impeachment, he got impeached. Says this is a sign of a dramatic acceleration of her work, talking about the woman who's heading up this investigation, saying that prosecutors typically work their way up the food chain. So usually the first wave of target letters is not the last. So these would be the first, the actual electors, but the electors didn't act on their own. They didn't come up with this scheme. So who is in the tier above that? And who is in the tier above that? And this is just one part of, as I alluded to in the intro, a larger investigation to what happened in that state. They're looking into the creation of that slate of electors, as well as the phone call that happened between Lindsey Graham and Raffensperger there. They're trying to get testimony from a number of Trump lawyers and allies. Rudy Giuliani is one of those, Lindsey Graham too. By the way, Lindsey Graham had been subpoenaed to talk about this, then said he wouldn't. Now his lawyers have agreed to have their objections heard in a court in Georgia instead of South Carolina or Washington. I can't say what effect that's going to have necessarily on the outcome there, but they're getting all of the people at the bottom, but they are also talking to those people higher up who are basically just one tier below Donald Trump in this scheme.
So we've got Donald Trump desperately trying to push some new narrative, or I guess someone else to do something as far as this election. Now, you mentioned those 16 folks. Have you seen his letter come out? Have you seen his statement on Truth Social? Have you seen his dumb ass letterhead where he's writing about, I can't believe the prosecutors are coming after 16 radicalized criminals that I radicalized to fight for this nonsense approach to trying to get me back in office. He's panicking over what we're seeing continue to unfold from the January 6th hearings. And so now the next desperation step and the next desperation step. And he keeps talking about loyalty and he's not doing what's right for the country. Keep noticing, conservatives, every time you put your neck out there for Donald Trump, and then you find yourself under investigation, you find yourself being arrested, and you find yourself in jail, guess where Donald Trump is? He's still sitting up in his house, he's still tweeting, he's still truthing, and he's still putting out statements like this that have nothing to do with your ass. You are a useful idiot from another idiot's perspective. Imagine how low on the chain you are now. Are you happy with yourself? Do you feel fulfilled? Are you a patriot or are you just a dummy?
Yeah, 100%. And it's, you got to take your pleasure in American politics where you can get it. I love how actively Trump ignores the people who give him everything. Like let's say I did something illegal and people helped me out or whatever.
Never that,
okay,
John.
Maybe I would have an onus to help them, but I don't necessarily have the means to easily do so. Trump could pay off the legal bills of all these people and it would have no effect whatsoever on his life. It wouldn't affect literally anything, but he still chooses not to do it. And I respect that. As someone who despises those people as much as Trump does, I respect that he's leaving them out in the cold there. It's hilarious how little he values loyalty. The only thing he wants, he doesn't value. It's really something. So anyway, we'll have to see, the investigation continues. people are getting enthused about it, like some legal observers. You know how I generally feel about these things. It ain't over till it's over, so we'll see.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.